complaint says that Jay-Z then this teenager, and then Diddy proceeded to her as well. And by the way, this allegedly was in a bedroom while an unnamed female celebrity watched this.
I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing it. They will fall back into the code. They won't necessarily be associated.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
You image yourself after Dave Payne. Big homie want to look like Dave Payne.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about Oscar.
50 Cent never shies away from calling people out, but this time it's Jay-Z who's in the hot seat, and the drama is explosive. Recently, Jay-Z has found himself tangled in some major lawsuit accusations, and 50 Cent wasted no time reacting, taking shots, and adding fuel to the fire. If you've been following hip-hop beefs, you know when 50 speaks, the whole world listens. So what exactly are these accusations against Jay-Z? Well, the details revolve around a 13-year-old. But the allegations are making headlines, and 50 Cent's response has only made things messier with receipts, claims, and some classic 50 trolling. It's a story that's got everyone talking, and it's far from over. Why is 50 so invested? And what does this mean for Jay-Z's legacy? Stick around, because the fallout from this story could shake up hip-hop's biggest names. Let's get into it. Jay-Z is back in the headlines, but this time it's not for his music or billion dual ventures. It's a lawsuit that's got everyone talking, and you already know 50 Cent couldn't stay silent. The lawsuit accusations circling Jay-Z are making waves across the industry, and 50's reaction, let's just say he's putting it on full blast. And in a way that only 50 can. You see, Jay-Z, the legendary rapper and mogul, is now at the center of a shocking lawsuit filed on Sunday. The lawsuit accuses him, along with Sean Combs, of eyeing a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says the incident took place after she was taken to an MTV Video Music Awards after-party.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through.
Originally filed in October with Diddy as the sole defendant, the lawsuit has now been updated to include Jay-Z. The plaintiff claims that she met both men outside Radio City Music Hall after the MTV Awards, where she had been trying to get into the event or attend an after-party. She alleges a limo driver working for Diddy told her she fit what Diddy was looking for and offered her a ride to the after-party. Once there, Jane Doe says she was handed a drink that made her feel woozy and told to sign what she believed to be a non-disclosure agreement. The suit claims that after lying down in a room, both Combs and Jay-Z entered. According to the lawsuit, Jay-Z then ate her while Diddy and an unnamed female celebrity allegedly watched. The accuser says that when Combs tried to force her to perform, she fought back before running to a nearby gas station to call her father. With the addition of Jay-Z to the lawsuit, the stakes in this case have skyrocketed. It's now a major story, raising many questions about what truly happened that night, and things could get worse at the drop of a hat.
Instead, this case could go forward, and you have to sit for depositions, argue, defend, show where his whereabouts were, and the light of day could be very damaging to him both in the court of law and the court of public.
Just like you would expect, both Diddy and Jay-Z didn't take the allegations lying down. Jay-Z didn't pull back any punches after being accused in a shocking lawsuit alongside Sean Combs. That hip-hop mogul has fiercely denied the claims and is hitting back at the accuser's attorney, Tony Busby. In a fiery statement, Jay's, whose real name is Sean Carter, called the allegations idiotic and made it clear that he won't settle, instead vowing to fight back publicly. On one hand, Combs had already denied all accusations back in October, with his legal team insisting in court the truth will prevail, that Mr. Combs has never assayed anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. Now Jay-Z has taken it a step further, accusing Busby of orchestrating an extortion campaign. In his statement, Carter slammed the claims as a deliberate attack on his family, expressing heartbreak over the impact it will have on his children, particularly 12-year-old Blue Ivy, whose friends might see the headlines. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations, and public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby. But I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. In his very comprehensive complaint, he hinted that he would have to have a very serious conversation with his children because of these ambiguous allegations against him. The stakes couldn't be higher as this lawsuit unfolds. On one hand, Jay-Z is defending his legacy and family against claims that could have devastating consequences. On the other, he's calling out what he believes is a calculated attempt to exploit his name. Well, it really does look like Jay-Z is all about honor and reputation. But it didn't skip keen-eyed fans that Jay-Z has never spoken about Aaliyah and other dramas he's been subjected to over the years. But maybe that's because those stories didn't have a leg to stand on. But they do this picturesque response with the right amount of anger, threat, and concern for justice would be perfect if it didn't lack a key component. Evan Min, CEO of the crisis PR firm Red Banyan, said the statement didn't include a flat, unmistakable denial that he'd ever engaged in behavior like that in this case or otherwise. I think Jay-Z was strong in pointing out the heinous nature of the crimes and that he views them as unconscionable, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of flat denial when you come out of the gates with such a strong statement like what Jay-Z made, and you make it so personal both in his defense of himself and his attack on his accuser. He's already said it's going to be very hard to come back from that, so I expect him to be extremely aggressive in defending his reputation. Well, Jays might be thinking that he is out of the woods because his lawyer has filed a number of motions to get the lawsuit dismissed. These claims are not about justice for victims, nor are they about giving victims of violence a voice. Carter's attorney, Alex Spio, wrote in a filing instead, they are merely the next chapter in attorney Busby's sprawling extortion saga, a saga whose aim is based and measured in dollars. But if you ask me, nothing speaks more clearly than trying to silence the victims. Remember what happened with Diddy when Cassie followed that lawsuit, and things spiraled out of control with Diddy going behind bars. To be honest, the joke might actually be on Jay-Z this time, while he's out here claiming blackmail and extortion. Tony Busby, the attorney behind the lawsuit, quickly set the record straight, and he didn't mince words in a statement to Time. Busby called Jay-Z's accusations stupid and laughable, clarifying that he'd merely sent a standard demand letter on behalf of the alleged victim. According to Busby, no one was out here shaking Jay-Z down for a payout. He added what he fails to say in his recent statement is that my firm sent his lawyer a basic demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. But here's where it gets even spicier. Busby took to Twitter and let the whole world know that he never leaked Jay-Z's name for a few quick meals. Nope, that didn't happen. Instead, he accused Jay-Z of bullying and harassing both him and the pill. Since the demand letter surfaced, his conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve, Busby fired back. So while Jay's might be scrambling to control the narrative, it looks like his attempt to paint Busby as a blackmailer just backfired in the most public way possible. If Busby's words are to be believed, it's not about money, it's about justice. And if Jay-Z thought he could intimidate his way out of this one, well, let's just say he might have miscalculated. And given that Jay is one of the most prominent players in the hip-hop scene, fans all over the world have tuned into this drama. And at this vulnerable time, there is no person more happy than 50 Cent. 50 Cent has been trolling Jay-Z and Diddy for years now. And if there's one thing about 50, it's that he never misses an opportunity to throw shade, whether it's clowning Jay-Z's hairstyle, mocking his business moves, or going at him for his Roc Nation ties. 50 Cent always finds a way to get under HOV skin. But it doesn't stop there. He's been taking aim at Sean Combs for just as long, calling out everything from Diddy's lavish lifestyle to the questionable company he keeps. But now things have escalated with Jay-Z and Diddy both named in a shocking lawsuit accusing them of eyeing a minor back in 2000. 50 Cent has turned up the heat. His latest antics include sharing a now-deleted AI-generated video showing Jay-Z and Diddy being handcuffed and escorted to jail. Wine glass is still in hand while officers lead them away. And as always, 50 didn't hold back with his caption, "I want to post this, but I'm afraid I'm going to get hit, lol." But it didn't end there. Earlier this week, 50 Cent went after Jay-Z again for attending the Mufasa The Lion King premiere with Beyonce and Blue Ivy, despite the serious allegations hanging over him with his signature sarcasm. 50 wrote, Jay said they said, I art a kid, everybody get dressed, we're going to see Mufasa, lol. Of course, this isn't the first time 50 Cent has stirred the pot. He even questioned whether the allegations could jeopardize the Super Bowl, a dig at Jay-Z's involvement with the NFL, sharing a meme of himself looking skeptical. He wrote, okay, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl and just asking for a friend now? As wild and ruthless as 50 Cent's trolling has always been, it seems like he might have been onto something all along.
Trying to figure out if we're still doing it. They will fall back into the code. They won't necessarily be associated.
For years, 50 has thrown subtle and not so subtle shots at Diddy and Jay-Z, hinting that there's more to their flashy lifestyle that meets the eye, and with these allegations surfacing now, it raises the question, was 50 Cent right this entire time? Maybe the trolling wasn't just trolling after all. Psy is not the only thing on Jay-Z's legal plate. The 99 Problems rapper is now being dragged back into the decade-long fraternity dispute, with Rear Saw, a 31-year-old who claims a Jay-Z is his biological father. For over a decade, Sath has fought to force Carter to take a paternity test, but he says that Carter's legal team has repeatedly used questionable tactics to dodge accountability. Now Sir and his legal guardian, Dr. Lily Coley, are pushing back with a new lawsuit filed on November 25th. The suit, aimed at multiple New Jersey courts, judges, and officials, alleges that their constitutional rights were violated through fraudulent court actions, improper sanctions, and obstruction of justice between 2012 and 2023.
Now, he definitely has 99 problems, and his alleged son is one. Amir is claiming that Jay-Z's legal team acted fraudulently during previous attempts to get him to take a paternity test.
At the heart of this case is Swee's late mother, Wanda, who swore in a legal affidavit that she had an relationship with Carter in 1992, when she was just 16 years old, and he was 22. Saw was born in the summer of 1993.
Here's the affidavit from Ramir's mother, Wanda, saying that she had a relationship with Jay-Z. I, Wanda, write these allegations about my relationship with Sean C. Carter.
At the time, Wanda was in an on-again, off-again relationship with her high school sweetheart, Robert Graves, who was initially thought to be the father. However, in 2010, DNA test results proved Graves was not the biological father, leading Wanda to request that both men take ET. It tests. What followed was a messy legal battle filled with delays, loopholes, and alleged courtroom fraud. The case first landed in a Camden County, New Jersey court in 2012. Carter's legal team argued that Doc Coley, who had been Satterthwaite's guardian since Wanda transferred custody in 2011, had no jurisdiction over the case because it was first filed in Pennsylvania. They claimed the case should remain there. However, the Pennsylvania court dismissed it because Saw was over 18 at the time, citing a state law that requires paternity to be established before adulthood. New Jersey law, on the other hand, allows paternity cases until the age of 23. But Carter's attorneys then shifted tactics. They argue that Jay-Z should be exempt from the DNA test because he did not live or own property in New Jersey. This claim quickly unraveled in December 2012. Carter's attorney, Lee Pfizer, admitted in court that she misspoke when she said Jay-Z had no ties to New Jersey public records, including deeds and tax documents, proved otherwise. Fisher's misstatement raised serious legal questions. According to New Jersey law, knowingly making false statements in court constitutes fraud, and when fraud occurs, any rulings or judgments that follow are voidable. For Swaite and Dr. Coley, this wasn't just a mistake, it was a calculated effort to obstruct their case. The new lawsuit claims that this misrepresentation is just one example of how the legal system conspired against them. Swaite and Coy allege that courts improperly sealed essential records, imposed sanctions without evidence, and blocked their appeals. The suit names multiple judges, including Deborah Silverman Katz and Charles W. Dorch Jr., accusing them of allowing Carter's legal team to make false claims without consequence. The plaintiffs are now demanding a declaratory judgment recognizing that their constitutional rights were violated. They want the court records unsealed for public review and are seeking accountability for the emotional distress caused by years of legal stonewalling for Southwee. This fight goes far beyond financial compensation. It's about identity and justice. Heen and Coy believe Carter's attorneys have fought so hard to block a paternity test for one very specific reason. Wanda was underage when she became pregnant. According to Sath, the pair had in New York, where the age of consent is 17. It proven true, it could raise serious questions about Carter's conduct during that time. This decades-long battle has taken an emotional toll, but Saw isn't backing down. In a recent statement to Daily Mail, he addressed Carter's response to the essay allegations that recently surfaced, particularly the rapper insistence that he has always fought to protect children. Sway didn't mince words. It is both heartbreaking and frustrating to see Mr. Carter respond to allegations with such deflection and attacks. My late mother Wanda was just 16 years old when she became pregnant with me, and for years I have sought clarity about my identity. This is not about greed or spectacle, it's about uncovering the truth and ensuring all parties are held accountable. Saw also criticized Carter's refusal to address the paternity claims directly. Despite my efforts, Mr. Carter has never once written a letter to me to address these claims, whether to deny or acknowledge paternity, or to address why his attorneys committed this fraud. He continued, if Mr. Carter values the ideals of honor and protecting children as he claims in his letter, he should step forward with transparency. He continues to deflect and avoid. The timing of this renewed legal push couldn't be worse for Carter, who was already facing intense scrutiny over the lawsuit tied to Diddy. The parallels between the two cases, both involving young victims and allegations of cover-ups, are hard to ignore. For years, Jay-Z has worked to maintain his carefully curated image as a businessman, family man, and cultural icon. But as these legal battles unfold, cracks are starting to show, whether it's the shocking essay allegations or the paternity fight that refuses to go away. Jay-Z's empire seems shakier than ever, and for those following this saga, one thing is clear.